Welcome back to day 2 of this 2016 Tashkent Judo Grand-Prix. Tashkent is the capital of Uzbekistan, and it combines a touch of its medieval past with the elegant modern European architecture, and it once again plays host to this Judo Grand-Prix, and as hosts are able to field their full squads of fighters, giving all of their fighters, of course, a chance to compete at the very highest level. Today we've got the middleweight categories. Once again joining me for all of the who will introduce
of the bronze medal features and Belarus. She's up against local favourite Mukhayo Ibragimova of Uzbekistan. It's Kazanoi in the white judogi, Ibragimova in blue.
Well, we've had some great judo in the earlier rounds and lots of ippons. A little bit of controversy as well, Sheldon. One or two little bits there. Interesting stuff on the way through, but great judo, and it's nice to see, as I said there in my opening address, that not only have we got a massive crowd here and the audience have been amazing, but so many, 27 I think we said, 27 of the ladies from Uzbekistan, their team. It's massive, it's huge.
Well, 28 would have been absolutely jam-packed. That's the maximum number they could have put in. And this is a country where there hasn't been a history, a long history of women's judo. So I think they've really done a good job here. The president, Armen Bagdasarov, is part of the IJF setup, and obviously that helps. He knows how important it is to promote women's judo here. And they've got a chance for another medal here with Ibragimova.
Yeah, she'll get a cheer every time that she attacks as well. Trying to get in there for an opportunity on the ground. 4 different ways that we can actually win in judo, which is to throw our opponent flat on their back. We get points depending on how close to their back we get them. And then holding them on their back for 20 seconds or arm locking or strangling for a submission. And some good Sinagi attacks there from Ibragimova. In fact, it wasn't. It was Kazanoi, wasn't it?
She was a little bit disappointing in her opening contest, to be honest. I expected a little bit more from the Belarusian, but just a little bit flat. But she too has an opportunity to make amends from that slip earlier on. Just one loss. Both of these fighters suffered one loss on their way to this bronze medal match. But somebody's going to come out of here with 2.
Yeah, which is always unfortunate. 5th place is not a good place to be at any tournament, because sometimes you can lose at semi-final stage, come back down to fight for 3rd place. That doesn't go your way either, and you end up with nothing. But disappointing, but still good for a lot of these youngsters, because there are a lot of youngsters here that it's first time in senior event and certainly at Grand Prix level. But here they are trying to gain valuable world ranking points to up their world rankings, which could benefit them later on in the qualification for Olympic Games in 4 years' time.
It's going to be a little bit of a delay before we get back underway. There was a little bit of action on the ground there, and then there's going to be a bit of a delay. There was a clash of heads on the ground there, and I think it's Kazanoi who's come away with a little cut on her lip, so they'll just want to tidy that up. That's yesterday's gold medalist in the under 57 kilo category. Our cameraman has taken a bit of a shine to her. That was, yeah.
I think you did say there were 2 blonde.
That's right. Manon Durbach was the other.
Yes,
from
2 blonde ladies
from Luxembourg. The Battle of the Blondes yesterday. That was, but it was a good little contest. Some of the members of the Russian team got their feet up now. Yeah, they've done their job. That was Anastasia. Can't remember her surname. That was only yesterday. I can't believe that. It was only yesterday. Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons that we've got a little break here is that if somebody gets any kind of blood, they are allowed to. They have to leave the mat. The doctor is not allowed on the mat, so they have to leave the mat area. If they can't stop the stem of blood in the second visit, and it has to be the same stem of blood. If it's a different stem of blood, then they can have more visits, but it has to be The same one, it's only 2 times that they can try and stem it. So the second time, often they come out and they're all mummified and they're bandaged up. It won't be in this case, I don't think. I don't think it's going to be. Casanoi will come out and just carry on. So obviously they've stopped it.
Back on the mat now, a little over halfway left to go. No score yet. That was a really nice. She changed that direction really well. She was the one who came under attack.
Yeah, beautiful change of direction there. Just drove off the back leg for the Ouchigari. Gets a Yuko on the board. So if you score a Yuko, it's if they don't quite go onto their back, but onto their side there, you can clearly see that the upper part of the body makes contact with the mat.
I thought that Ibragimova had actually moved to attack Casanoi. It wasn't at all. It was a full-blooded, straight attack from Casanoi. That's the kind of thing that I expected her to show earlier on, a sharpness, a little bit of bite about her. And she was just a little bit flat-footed earlier on, but she seems to have perked up a little bit now.
Well, she's certainly the one that is all-out attack here, and Ibragimova has got to be a little bit careful down here, for example, because she's being really persistent with the Sangaku, trying to get the strangle with the legs, but just avoiding it, Ibragimova. Casanoi is the only one that's attacking so far, though. She's the one, Yuko up, coming up to the last minute.
Well, it's down to the Uzbek fighter now, Ibragimova, to try and do something here. One thing that's in her favour is that she's got the crowd behind her. She tries a little uchimata there. She's just falling off to her left side there, not quite the direction you wanted to go, and then now she comes back with a little Ippon Seoinage effort.
Yeah, she's going to get a Shido for walking out the area. She just walked out the area there, 2 feet out. So obviously not aware of the yellow line there. Got to stay within the yellow area. If you walk out or if you push somebody out, then you can get the penalty, the Shido penalty. 4 Shidos and it's Honsokamaki disqualification.
Casanoi went back to the Ouchigari just briefly there and gave a flash of it, but Ibragimova stepped off it, and then the Belarusian threw in another little Seoinage there, Marotti Seoinage, but it wasn't really threatening, just keeping herself busy.
Yeah, she needs a big score now, and into the last 10 seconds, this bronze medal drifting away. I think everybody in the crowd know it, but knowledgeable crowd. They're not overtly against the opposition, are they? They just take it if it's a score against. They'll take it if it's a good one. So it's a knowledgeable judo crowd here.
You're right, it has been a good crowd, given the number of Uzbek fighters who've been out there, and quite clearly they've lost, but no one's been booing any of the decisions or anything. It's been really well attended and well received.
So Casanoi wins the first medal of this second day of competition for Belarus.
She's got that kind of relieved look rather than celebratory, you know what I mean? Because she knows that the final was really where she wanted to be. So she's missed out on that. Bronze is some degree of compensation.
That's the Ouchi there, readjustment of the back leg. Notice how she just moves it off to the left-hand side in order to get the line in, and then drives with a nicely executed Ouchigari. Controls the upper part of the body as well.
That's what caught me. It was Casanoi's movement that was in one direction, and then the throw went to another. Unusual.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice movement in. It's always about finding the line. She moved to the opposite direction there in order to get the reaction from her opponent.
Right, coming up next, Hannah Martin of the United States of America faces Andrea Leszki of Slovenia. It'll be Martin in the white judogi and Leszki in blue.
Well, I was talking to Hannah Martin. She realized that she made a mistake with the contest in the quarterfinals where she just overreached somebody too tall for her, really. Her arm was too high and played into her hands and lost it with a big Kosoto for Ippon. So she's going to keep the inside grip, she says to me. Let's see if she does it. In white, Anna Martin, USA, and Andrea Leski in blue.
Well, no secret with regard to the direction that Anna Martin is going to be going in. She shapes up for that left side quite openly, never really hides it.
No, she's predominantly left-handed and needs to keep the elbow down, the left elbow down. When she makes a mistake is when she goes too high with the elbow. Leski ready to turn in for that left Cianagi. It's left to left here.
It was Leski that defeated Kazanoj earlier on. Leski then went on to lose to Mariana Miskovic of Croatia. We'll see Miskovic in the next contest.
Well, of course, that's what can happen with a double repechage, isn't it? Has she got that strangle on there, Leski? Leski is across the face, I think.
Anna Martin just giving her a chin rub there as an extra indication that there was no chance of that shimiwaza being effective.
Yeah, it was a good transition there from Leski, straight from the kouchi and then into the strangle. So this is the ideal opportunity here for Hannah Martin. She has the sleeve, has the inside grip.
63 kilos is a weight that the Slovenian women can be really proud of. They had the Olympic gold medal going their way in Rio with Tina Tursteniak, and they had the Olympic gold medal going their way the year before in London,
yeah, in
with Ushka Zolnia.
Yeah. Amazing, really, to do that. 2 consecutive Olympic Games, same country,
That's
same
such
category.
a small country, yeah. Anastasia Konkino, isn't it funny? You just stop thinking about it, then the name comes. Right, okay. Oh, chance here.
Well, she needs to change direction as well. Looking for the Harai Makikomi all the time. So the hands just a little bit sloppy. Needs to take a firmer grip. Keep hold with the grip. Fairly even match this, just over halfway. This then for the second bronze medal in the under 63 kilograms.
Well, Leski won't be short of training partners in Slovenia at that weight, or inspiration.
Well, this is what we were talking about. Some of the youngsters having now a chance, certainly when some of the big champions are either taking a year out, a year's rest, then they'll decide as to whether they'll come back for the next Olympic Games or not, do another 4 years, another cycle, should I say. But gives the youngsters a chance then to show what they can do. This is anybody's match, this. Uchimata this time on the right by Leski, so changes. And then off to the other flank with the Yoko Otoshi.
Anna Martin hasn't had a chance to get involved in newaza, which is a good part of her game.
Yeah, it's a really even match coming into the last minute. We haven't seen a golden score situation yet.
Really has to make something happen from here.
Trying for the Harai Tayatoshi, because she has a nice Tayatoshi, Hannah Martin. She has. But needs to change the direction as well. Use it with the Ouchi. 30 seconds left in this match. Now she's in. She's the one putting the work in now. So Leski must be quite close to getting the Shido here. 18 seconds to go. And Hannah Martin, if she puts the pressure on, could sneak this bronze.
Slightly desperate action there from Leski at the end. She didn't get settled properly, and that's why that collapsed.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go into golden score. And so a golden score situation is any score will win this match, whether it's a penalty, throw, hold down, arm lock or strangle.
Yeah, it's difficult to call that one, isn't it? Because Martin had a few opportunities when she threatened on the left side. Leski tried 1, 2, maybe 3 different approaches, one of which ended up bringing her a score. Just towards the end, she looked a little passive. She's first to attack here.
Yeah, this would be a shame if it was decided just on a penalty. We don't want to see that, so the referee will give them chance to start to attack, and that was just a flop, wasn't it? Will he let her get away with that? I think he might give her the benefit of the doubt for that.
I think so. Leski was, umming and ahhing about it, but the first thing that she did was to block it. So it's no surprise if an attack fails if you've got a strong block. That was a reasonable effort there from Leski with Uchimata, but
yeah, Martin's got to now, because definitely Leski's coach there saying you've got to go forward now. Another couple of attacks and she'll lose this, Martin, just on attacks. She's definitely in need of a score. Now is she going to go to the ground? Trying the double lapel. We saw a lot of that yesterday, actually. Into the hold down. One more chance, Hannah Martin. She needs an attack.
Good work rate, given that we're now... Oh, and it's Martin that picked up the Shido.
Well, it was very, very close, wasn't it? She definitely fell behind there. 51 seconds. I think it was 2 attacks up to Leski ahead of Hannah Martin. She needed an attack, and the referee said, well, that's enough. So Hannah Martin gets the penalty, and Leski of Slovenia gets the bronze.
Harsh. A little bit harsh.
Well, I'm the same as you. I would have just let it go on at least
cycle.
a minute.
Yeah,
just a minute.
Yeah. Well, it's the Slovenian who takes the first of our medals this afternoon. No, we had one already. That's the second medal now. Andrea Leski of Slovenia. Well, we come to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Mariana Miskovic of Croatia faces Daria Davidova of Russia. It's Miskovic in the white judogi, Davidova in blue.
Miskovic and Davidova, a great, should be a good final. I think it's going to be an exciting one. She's fought well, hasn't she, Miskovic? She really has. Good semi-final.
There are a number of things that are probably not in her favour. She's got stuff to look at home because she's a mum of 2, and she's getting on a little bit in age now, and maybe can't train as much and as hard as she likes, and yet she still comes up with good performances.
Yeah, it has. It's been good so far, and she looked very, very determined here. She wanted to put right what happened just 2 weeks ago in Zagreb. Didn't have a good one there, and just turned her back there.
That was
a little bit naughty, Davidova.
Yeah. She mugged her at there.
So anybody watching didn't know what happened there. The referee called mate, so you have to stop, normally anyway.
For those of you that are more accustomed to watching football, that was the referee blew his whistle and then a goal was scored.
Yes, great.
Oh,
I like that.
That was a little bit better. Came onto her front there, so no score.
Yeah, good Yoko Satemi there from Davidova. Miskovic has got to make sure that she's a little bit harder with her attacks. She can't be half-hearted. Not with this Russian. We can see that front leg playing a big part here for Miskovic. Miskovic wants to wrap herself around that front leg of Davidova, and it's not a good idea. She gets the Shido, not attacking enough.
Yeah, she was just waiting a little bit to react to something that Davidova might do.
Yeah, just did a little feint there. That's going to be a Wazari, is it? Wazari there.
He gave that just because of the roll.
Just because of the roll, because anything with a bit more force on that, it would have been a clear ippon, because her back certainly hit the ground, but it was because it rolled that Wazari was given. So, good call from the referee, and that's what all the referees are being told now. Anything that rolls, it's not the ippon, but it has to have a little bit more lift and a little bit more impetus behind it to warrant the ippon. Good call. Miskovic still can come back though.
Yeah, I think it's far too early for, and Davidova's got to be careful because Miskovic has already...
she has, 2 times. That's on. I think that's on. Oh, it's going to go on. Is it going to go on? She's already submitted.
It's done.
Miskovic says she absolutely submitted there, and I think she did as well.
Yeah, so do I. Well, they've said go on. I thought that she was in trouble with that shimiwaza.
Well, she was definitely in trouble. It's whether she tapped out underneath there or not. There's the Uchimata. Well turned out.
Not going to score.
Good Uchimata, though, from Davidova.
You can see which direction Davidova wants to go in. She's looking for the edge of the mat. Miskovic on the ground. That's just to really burn some of the clock up.
Well, I think you're right, but I think that Miskovic definitely could win this on the ground. So Davidova has to be careful that any newaza that she does, she's in control of it. Well, even though she's a Wazari down, she's still attacking Miskovic.
Minute and a half, minute 34. There is enough time for Miskovic to work on two or three occasions on the ground if she's the aggressor on each of those occasions. What you don't want to do is to have your opponent on your back and, the clock ticking away.
Especially Miskovic, because Miskovic has got a good transition down. She's fainted against that front leg a couple of times. The correct thing to do, because certainly Davidova is first in when it comes to the attacks on that front leg.
Still minute 12, so still time for Miskovic. She won't wear up as much energy if she's in nevaza as the aggressor. That's the position that she wants to be in. So
1 minute to go, and Miskovic needs a big score.
That little break there will help Davidova just to settle herself and catch her breath. Leads by Wazari.
Certainly Davidova just defending that little bit now.
Yeah, it's almost there. I was wondering when we would get an action from that feint, but wasn't full-blooded, was it?
No, she's done it a couple of times, and Davidova started to step back off it, but she needs to do it just to take that Uchimata out. It's the Uchimata that's almost scored. Well, it's scored once, but it almost scored a second time as well.
39 seconds. This is getting a bit desperate now for Miskovic. It's Miskovic who picks up a penalty for stepping out.
Yeah, she knows she's got to go big now. Just take the chance. Changes to the right.
Missed, and now a chance for Davidova to work on the ground, but the referee decides now. What you get. 20 odd seconds left to go.
Well, some great advice coming for both these fighters there, Miskovic and Davidova. Davidova now on the retreat. 17 seconds left in this first final of the evening. Still attacking hard as well. Always the best form of defence, isn't it? Offence.
This is the last roll of the dice for Miskovic here.
And it's all over now, that's for sure. A well-deserved silver medal for Miskovic, but congratulations especially to Davidova of Russia. It was a nice Uchimata that got her the score.
Miskovic unable to come up with her own score. Couldn't keep Davidova out. Ended up giving up the Wazari. And that was it really from Davidova as far as attacking moves were concerned.
Well, it was the same thing all the time, wasn't it, from the Uchimata? And it was the one that got inside the front leg that was going to execute the technique, and that's exactly what Davidova did. Davidova hooked in. Let's have a look how she does it. There she hooks in, and then the support leg goes right the way down the middle. She just hops it through. Close to an ippon as you can possibly get. I thought good decision from the referee. She rolled her, onto her back. And watch her roll there. Wazari scored, and a good Wazari. And she managed to hold on until the end of the contest.
Well, coming up next will be the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 73 kilo categories. Yeldos Zhumakanov of Kazakhstan will face Uali Kurshev of Russia. It'll be Zhumakanov in the white judogi, Kurshev in blue.
Yeah, well, we've had plenty of time just to have a look at this Uchimata, haven't we? And how it starts off, how she hooks on the inside, hops it through. Now a second chance for a Russian medal in as many matches. Kurzev is going to be in blues. Makanov of Kazakhstan in white.
Frank Wolf is the referee in the middle for this one. 27 and 12 as far as their wins by ippon are concerned. Not in this competition, they haven't had that many fights, but there's Frank. And there comes Zhumakanov, Kazakh fighter, into the arena first, followed in by Uali Kurshev, who's suffering with a wrist injury. I think the right wrist was giving him some problems earlier on.
Yeah, he had a few problems, didn't he, injury-wise, and he was certainly struggling, I think, condition-wise as well. So we'll see how this one goes.
I like Kurshev, he's a good fighter.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they're all action fighters, isn't it? They're non-stop attack, so obviously one little thing that can alter their conditioning, and you can see it certainly in the latter part of the contest. Yoko Otoshi there. They're not allowed to touch the legs in any possible way, either with a throw or by counter or by a combination. You can't touch the legs. It's only when both are judged to be in newaza or groundwork that they're allowed to touch the legs. So they can go on to it now. That was a good example there. Has he got it? Zhumakanov. He might just have that on. Zhumakanov has a strangle on, and he's going to put it on. Now then, was it across the face? It was across the face, and mate was called.
Could be that was a similar situation to the Miskovic-Davidova contest, where we felt that Miskovic had the Shimiwaza on. I have to go back and have a look at that because I thought it was on.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, from our angle, sometimes we can't see it properly. It's got to go right the way underneath the neck. It can't be across the face in any way.
Khrushchev definitely felt that it was across his face. Mind you, he was the one having the strangle applied to him, so...
It's going to be a Shido immediately there. Yeah, you're right. And Zamakanov there just dropped, literally just dropped on his hands and knees.
Felt some pressure.
So now fighting hard for the grip. Has the sleeve, has the lapel, Khrushchev. So is he going to take advantage of that? And now a penalty, second penalty for Zamakanov. Just not playing the edge right at all. No excuse for going outside of the area or just walking outside of the area. Of course, if it's all part of the same flurry of techniques from both fighters, you can't help it, but just need to turn inwards a meter from the edge. So a second penalty shelled into Zamakanov there for just drifting outside of the area.
It's unnecessarily untidy from a good quality fighter. He's put himself, his back's against the wall now with 2 penalties.
Yeah, just saying exactly that. There's no need to go right the way to the end. Some of them, of course, will go to the edge of the area just to put in an attack. If it fails, of course, then they are pretty safe, and it's normally a mate. That's why they do it. But that was a penalty there to Khrushchev. Just too defensive. Yeah, just blocking out. So now Khrushchev being attacked in Newaza. If it's progressive, the referee will allow it to carry on. Well, this is anybody's match. Just over halfway.
I think Khrushchev is carrying an injury. He's nowhere near as explosive as we've seen him, or dangerous. He showed a couple of flashes earlier on, just a couple of flashes, but he's a lot more explosive than this. Gets caught there, though.
Yeah, it was a nice Yuko, that was. Khrushchev got caught with the drop Sianagi, and now he's in trouble on the ground as well. Zamakanov the way underneath there, just flipped him over. So he doesn't mind. I think the weapon
big now
as well. Zamakanov is on top with the groundwork. Into the last minute now.
He's fought this well, the Kazakh fighter. Zamakanov just did as much as he needed to do. He picked up 2 penalties rather needlessly.
Every attack he does, though, Zamakanov, it is right the way underneath. It's fully committed and almost causing Khrushchev trouble with every one. Almost lands himself in a hole down there. He doesn't need anything stupid now, Khrushchev. Zamakanov, sorry.
Yeah. And he almost got it then.
Yeah.
A little bit untidy, some things about his judo. And put him in some unnecessarily dangerous positions.
So now Khrushchev comes forwards. He's got to take chances.
Yeah, Frank Wolf dishing out the penalty for stepping off now. Third penalty.
Oh, it's going to be a score. Look at that. What a time to score a Wazari there. Last 30 seconds, and he's just flipped the contest.
Old adage, you play with fire, you get burned.
Well, he changed direction there, Khrushchev, and now all of a sudden he's 15 seconds away from winning the bronze medal. You said he was dangerous, but, well, Zamakanov, I'm almost sure there, was just drifting along and letting the seconds tick along, and, well, he's been punished.
He even picked up the third penalty without worrying. He thought, yeah, I've got to burn another Shido here, I'm okay.
Yeah, well, it's backfired now, and certainly Khrushchev is going to win Russia's second medal of the evening. It's going to be all over. 3 seconds to go. I doubt whether he can get over there that fast.
Zhirmakhanov wanted another second added to the clock. He'd used that up himself by attempting to rush Khrushchev before the referee called Hajime, and the scoreboard operator put his finger down, stopped it, but a second ticked off the clock. Yeah, the Russian girls are a little bit embarrassed about being the centre of attention. Well, man's just won a medal, so it's little wonder that the cameraman has picked you out. Khrushchev it is, who, against the run of action, came up with the Wazari. But for me, he was more deserving of the win. He'd been positive throughout the contest, always looking for something, despite suffering from what we think is an injury. It was Zhirmakhanov who played the tactical game when it suited him. Okay, he picked up the 2 penalties to begin with, but that was untidy judo on his part. But thereafter, having scored the Yuko, he then kind of backpedaled and played a little game and then fell for Wazari.
There was the Wazari as well. He just changed the direction for the Kosoto. Look how he started to come up there, and he just drives him backwards there. Zamakanov made a mistake. Shouldn't have got up. Should have just stayed where he was. He really should. Kosoto drives him and rolls him onto his back again. Wazari for that. But a brilliant change of... Yeah, it was disqualification.
Explain quickly. That had committed quickly to the goal John of Uzbekistan teammate Mezhianov in Waidogi of
a really good crowd. They'll have a to let them fight it out.
Vladimir Nutsubidze is the referee in the middle. He can't keep his eyes straight ahead. He's always got to look left or right, which leaves him looking rather shifty.
He's not, though.
He's a good man. 4 Olympic finals in Rio. Incredible. 4 out of the 14 he was in the middle for. That was his day. He did a really good job there. Baboyev in white, Farmonov in blue.
Well, as training partners, and they obviously train together, same national squad, they'll be quite used to each other and know each other's techniques. Left against right. Farmonov left-handed and Babayev right. Of course, a lot of the time as well, they'll be thinking about selection for the next events, because this is on home soil, so they've had a full 28 fighters able to fight in the men's division. There are 14 divisions and 4 in each.
Well, there are going to be 3 Uzbeks on the podium, because we've already had Sobirov winning by default over Hedarov, so he'll be up there. And both these will be on there, 1 gold, 1 silver. So 3 of the 4, that's not bad.
But, I mean, that's exactly it, isn't it? It's just what depth they've got in each of the weight categories. And don't forget, this is a Grand Prix tournament. Well, he's looking for the chance for the Uchimata here, Babayev. But I'm thinking that Farmanov here is looking for the counter. He's going to have to start doing something, though, Farmanov, because he's not taking the initiative here. Definitely know each other well, these two. And Farmanov definitely looking for that counter on that front leg of Babayev. Well, some interested people in the audience, of course. They'll all have family, friends, training partners, everybody here. One of the advantages of being on home soil. Well, neither one of them wants to take the chance. Good drop Sinagi from Farmanov. Well, mostly I think it's been Babayev here just pushing forwards, but it's going to be a counter from Farmanov, I think. It's going to do it. This could possibly be a contest of two halves. And by that, I mean that the latter part of the contest, because it's been physical, see who's got the best condition. Gold medal contest. There's a good drop, Sianagi there from Farmanov. Dominating the head, Bagayev, but he's got to watch the counter because Farmanov looking for the counter all the time. Into the last minute of this second final. Remember, 4 weight categories being contested on the second day. 2 in the men's, 2 in the ladies. Nice Taitoshi there from Farmanov. Now Farmanov, for me, just ahead on attacks. Oh, trying to change the direction there, Babayev. Farmanov needs another couple of attacks here, and he'll get a Shido up for Babayev. Well, I think there's a lot of benefits of doubts here been given to Babayev because Babayev is just waiting now. It's going to go into golden score as well. 5 seconds left. Look how interested Sheldon.
Edge of his seat.
Yeah,
look at
it's
little
great,
boy.
isn't it? It's absolutely wonderful to see those up in the audience enjoying this.
No, really, I mean, the second one that's gone into golden score, and we've had some interesting judo. We knew it was going to be close because they know each other so well. That's what's made it, you know, finely balanced. But there's some interesting things in there.
Yeah, I'd be interested, wouldn't it, to find out which one of these two is potentially on their list, you know, their squad list for selection for abroad, because
Babayev for me.
well, so I mean Babayev
just got the
he
edge.
got everything to lose. You know, Farmanov is just the one that really needs to take the fight to him, because he wants to show the selectors that it's him.
And isn't it always the case that when you've got, you know, the young gun, the up and coming, you know, the one who behind, he gives you the most trouble.
Well, yeah, because they're hungry, and it's the difference, isn't it, when we go to Olympic Games and you have a look at some of the brilliant performances by the youngsters at the Olympic Games. Some of the older ones tend to clam up a little bit, not perform as well as normal. So anybody's match now. Nice Uchimata there from Babayev. Oh, it's going to be it. Oh, he made a mistake there. Babayev made a mistake. Farmanov took advantage. And, well, he had about stabs at that Uchimata there, Babayev. And the third stab, Farmanov just moved out the way, and then he took him on the back. Where they use your own weight and momentum and force against you. And that's exactly what he did there.
Well, we'll get a chance to see the action that Neil was talking about, because that's going to be the highlight.
Yeah, it was a real mistake. It really was. The third little stab that he had went terribly wrong. Farmanov there took advantage. There's the first, there's the second, and there's the third.
Yeah, well, when he misses, there's only one way to go, isn't there?
Yeah, he just used the hands. One, two, and then look at the hands there. Drove him there, the direction hand and the sleeve hand working well together.
Incredible. If you only look at the final part, you'd think that he was launching that attack from the start. Really has that look about it, the finish.
Yeah, it's what you can't do with your uchikomi, isn't it?
No,
and
no.
Very, very seldom in randori as well. You catch techniques like this. It is opportune stuff, and it's what you train for, the reactional part of the judo that you train for.
He had that feel, didn't he? I can hear the awarding ceremony music warming up. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall to see the medalists in the under 63 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Andrea Leszki of Slovenia and to Daniela Kazanoy of Belarus, who's recovered from that little bump to the lip. There's a cut to the lip. There's a bump there, but she's still in one piece. Mariana Miskovic is the silver medalist. Mariana Miskovic Hasanbegovic, to give her a full name. But the gold medal goes to Daria Davidova of Russia.
Yeah, it was a nice uchimata. Again, just going on to the inside of the leg. And it was opposites again. We've seen this often now, and we just saw that match there just before this. Decided with exactly the same thing. An uchimata trying to get on the inside of the leg there, but brilliant stuff there from Davidova of Russia.
Maria Davidova is the gold medalist in the under 63 kilo category. She'll have a hard time displacing her teammate Ekaterina Valkova. I think Valkova is a different kettle of fish. She's very, very strong, got nice techniques, good physical presence on the mat, and she just had that bad... It didn't go well for her. It didn't go well for her in Rio. That was unfortunate, but she's young.
Still young, still plenty of time. There's confirmation there of Russia, the gold, silver, and Kostanoi of Belarus.
Coming up next, the bronze medal contest in the under 70 kilo category, the first of which features Vasila Aliboyeva of Uzbekistan. She's against Lana Debrina. It's Aliboyeva in Debrina in blue.
Just looking at the world rankings there, we haven't been pressing too much about world rankings because these events, these early events in the 4-year cycle, which is qualification for the Olympic Games, this is all about getting higher world rankings, and some of these athletes coming in are low world rankings, but these are very valuable points picked up here with these medals at Grand Prix and Grand Slams. Aliboyeva, world ranked 146, Debrina of Russia 73, so a lot of them haven't been to these senior events before, and a lot of them haven't been fighting at Grand Prix Grand Slam level. Russia sending a young team that is doing remarkably well out here, already got 3 golds, a silver and a bronze medal, so they are leading the medals. So another chance of a medal here for Russia, and that looks like it could be the Koshijimi, and has she got it? She's throwing her hips forwards there, that just might be on there. Debrina trying to apply pressure, and is she going to have to submit? She doesn't, she holds on.
Must be Aliboyeva's sister.
It must be.
Yeah, taking a break from her naval duties. I'm not sure that Uzbekistan had a navy.
Obviously they have. It must have.
Fancy dress weekend? I mean, I don't know. But it didn't threaten the Uzbek fighter.
I think Aliboyeva will have to just watch her step here with the Russian, because each one of the Russians following down to ground because of this man here and Patrick Roux. Great groundwork men now in charge of this Russian ladies team. There's the shimiwaza on again. Is she underneath it? Yes, she was. She was right the way underneath the neck that time, and Aliboyeva had to roll to escape the strangle. Drop Sinagi, drop shoulder throw there. Has to get rotation. That strangle is on again. She's going to catch this, Debrina. Now can she get the leg out? If she gets the leg out, then the seconds will start ticking away for the hold down. But she'll have to bring the other leg up to take it out. Other leg is up. Aliboyeva just holding off here, but Debrina just being shouted at there by Jean-Pierre Gilbert, who's saying that he wants her to transition from standing down to ground. Almost positively that's what he's shouting. Well, again, just holding off. There's no score on the board here. There's almost 3 minutes of this 4-minute contest gone. And amazingly, Aliboyeva of Uzbekistan has managed to prevent a major score. Now, Debrina is going to pull the hold down into the hold down. There's the hold down. And she'll just need to hold her there for 20 seconds for the Ippon, 15 seconds for a Wazari, 10 seconds for a Yuko. You'll see the seconds ticking up. She's already got a Yuko, second one on the board. There's the Wazari, and now the last 3 seconds then.
Just managed to trap the leg there. Not sure how she's got herself in that position with the legs so far down the body.
Yeah, well, she might just go again here, trying to get that leg out. Anything progressive, the referee will allow it to carry on. 19 seconds left of the contest, and valuable seconds being eaten up.
You know, you want your head and body here and the head and body of your opponent in almost like a T, where you're at the cross part at the top. She ended up with the legs going down her opponent's body.
Yeah, which was from a balance line, isn't a good place to be.
Oh, well, she's going to have another go at it now.
Well, again, she might just be in the hold down. She is in the hold.
Better. Yeah.
And that's all over. So even though the time has gone and she's already won the medal, but she'll just hold her for the Ippon. Would you let go?
There is a school of thought that neither player should, one player should not let go and the other player shouldn't tap out.
What about if the player underneath strangles her and gets the submission?
That would be fantastic.
Didn't happen.
Yes.
Dobrina of Russia held her for the full 15 seconds because there was a Wazari on the board there. So it's Wazeti Ippon and another medal for Russia.
Quite often we have instances in judo that we've commentated on 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 times before. So we're just describing some action that takes place with different people and things, but it's fairly similar. However, Neil's just given us a really good example there. What happens if the player who's being held and is effectively losing the contest strangles the other when it's gone over the time? Would you let go or not? That's a very good one. I'm not going to get into it now. It is a very good one.
Good question.
Have you seen it happen before?
No, but it could. It's one of those things that could, as could the Hon Sokomaki for both the fighters. If they're both doing nothing, it is possible. But anyway,
I think the strangle for someone underneath is a real possibility. I haven't thought about that before. Then again, I'm not as clever as you are. Right. Okay. Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest, Umida Saidova of Uzbekistan faces Alita Shebakova of Kazakhstan, another Uzbek-Kazakh matchup. Saidova in the white judogi, Shebakova in blue. We shall ask Bernd Achilles, the IGF refereeing director, about that one.
Yes, you must. So Saidova comes out, she'll be wearing white, gets a nice reception from the crowd. As I said earlier, the crowd are very, very respectful of the opposition and to win. They are very appreciative to a technique as well, so it's a good thing. Kazakhstan straight away in there, Saidova just managed to do a turn out. So now looking for the arm lock as well. Shebakova, can she get the pressure on the arm? She has got it out. Now, can she get the submission? She does get the submission. That was a good bit of groundwork there. Shebakova of Kazakhstan gets the submission from arm lock on Saidova of Uzbekistan. Well, that was a really good bit of groundwork there. It was good transition. It was a good start with the drop Sianagi as well, but she was on top. She knew exactly what she wanted and she went for it. That was the Sianagi there, just managed to avoid the score. How she did that, I don't know, but she didn't let her go for a second after that. It was a full Barani. It wasn't on the head either, so it was no disqualification. This is where the arm lock started. Did the Jujigatami. She needed to pick her up clear of the mat in order to get the mate. But there, she just spins through, gets the head down onto the floor. I've seen that one before somewhere. The head is the key, of course, getting the head down towards the mat area, and then she had the arm out straight. As soon as the arm was out straight, it was apply pressure to the elbow and get the submission. So great transition, good newaza, good standing. We've seen everything. Now for the final. So the gold medal contest of the under 70 kilograms. Matniazova of Uzbekistan is out here against Pokajnik of Slovenia. Pokajnik of Slovenia is going to be wearing the blue as they come out.
I'm really looking forward to this for a couple of reasons. I've got nothing against Anka Pokajnik of Slovenia, purely for the situation with regard to the development of women's judo and the focus of women's judo in Uzbekistan. Gulnoza Matinyazova needs to win this one. This will take the roof off this house. A gold medal for the Uzbeks and the woman to bring it to them. It'd be terrific. Oh, no, sorry, Anka. Nothing against you, darling.
Well, she got a great reception on the way out as well. Matinazova.
She's only young.
Yeah, well, she is, and she's got some great technique. We saw that earlier.
Oh, beautiful Uchimata she threw with.
It was. She looked like she was going to get it right from the start, and she wants to stand up. That's what I like about her.
Compact, not tall. A lot of the fighters in the under 70 kilo category just that little bit taller than her. There's a frame size that seems to suit every weight category. She's just that little bit shorter, a little bit stockier built. Hasn't stopped her from having nice throwing skills. So really threw beautifully in that semi-final. Love to see that again. I'm sure Pokajnik wouldn't. Almost. Shaping to go over on that side.
Yeah, yet again, Pokajnik just attacking with the newaza. That's her best place to be, really, and seems to be what she's set out. That seems to be her plan.
I'd say that was probably a weak point in the Matinyazova game, if you like, the newaza. It's certainly not the strong point of the men's judo. So
you can see it that she wants to stand up. She's the thrower. Tactical play by Pokajnik. It's left to left as well, extreme left to left. It looks very awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's got to come up with a better gripping strategy than the one that she's working on at the moment, which is to...
Well, she was looking for the Osoto there. She was quite close there to getting round with that Osoto. Big danger, of course, attacking that front leg. So she wanted the lapel, Matinazova. She wanted the inside lapel grip.
She's going to have to be careful here, because during that last short exchange, Pokajnik looked the more positive of the two fighters, just from body posture. And if she's not careful, Matinyazova will pick up a penalty for an overly defensive posture.
Yeah, I think you're right as well. She is defending, and that was a poor attack there. But Yazova will have to pick up the pace and try and be more dominant with the grips. The grips are what initiate. They help you to initiate anyway
Minute 20 odd left to go. No disasters yet, but a couple of points where Martin Yazova is a little bit on the back foot. One is the near-waza. Pogačnik appears to be the more aggressive in every exchange on the ground, and the second one is just the body posture there. She manages just to pull off an attacking position rather than an attack there, but for me, it's not the best start point.
No, she's going to be in danger here if she's not careful, because Pogačnik is good on the ground. She's going for the arm as well, and she's very positive with her newaza.
57 seconds now.
Well,
it's gone so quickly.
It has. It's a close one, isn't it? And there's no penalties on there. They're both looking for the positive attacks. I'd like to see newaza attacks just count as much as tachiwaza attacks. See, that's what's going to cost her if she's not careful. If she's going to get a Shido for it, she might just...
Desperate. It was desperate. Unless... No.
Again, she's
untidy, isn't it? She's got to go. She's ready. She launches.
Yeah, well, they're getting desperate for scores, aren't they? You know, that's what... It's getting close. Looking for the Osoto again. Batniazova starting to climb on top.
And for the first time, we've just seen a little dip in the power from Pogačnik. Might be better off for Martin Yazova to go into golden score.
Yeah. Trying to find the line again. Pogačnik tries now for the Jujigatami again. Can she attack the arm? Coming up to the end of the contest, so it's going to go into golden score. Another golden score.
Well, I just had a quick word with the head refereeing director here, Bernd Achilles, and he came up with a good point about the strangle from the Osoto underneath that we were talking about when it's gone over time. And if Tori is being strangled, they can't have full control. Therefore, it would be Tokita. Interesting.
Good question, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right, we're underway with the golden score period. Penalty free.
Osoto. Oh, well, it's always the front leg that plays the massive part in it, whether it's a counter-attack or as a major attack, but you've got to go in strong, and both of them there went in strong.
Pogačnik first, and then Martin Yazova with the possible counter. There it is again. She's just beating her to the punch a little bit here, Pogačnik.
It's going to be the Osoto, I think, that will cost one of them. Now, is that going to be a hold down? Can she do it? She needs to get the leg out.
Quick mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a quick one. Well, it's got to be positive, hasn't it, in its intention. Oh, Kosoto
almost
this
countered.
Time. Wow, what a good contest this is. A good final.
She will achieve hero status if she can win this.
Uchimata.
Getting a little bit closer.
Martinezova pushing hard with the attacks. Pogačnik. Wow, she's got to stay up now. She needs to attack. Oh, tries for the arm. She can't lose like that. That wouldn't be the way to lose this match. The referee's going to let it go on. Good decision from the referee. Any score. Good Cianagi there. Full rotation. They're both tired, aren't they? Look at that. Well, forearms are blown. You know, we're just looking at it now. Neither one of these can stand up properly. They both deserve it. Nakakome.
Yes, down she goes.
Wow. Matniazova wins this gold medal. That was a great attack under pressure. It really was. And the crowd have just everybody on their feet here. And that was the one you wanted. Matniazova, well, you know, for the right reasons, of course, because it's on home soil. Great for women's judo in Uzbekistan, because I just got interviewed just earlier by the television. They said, how important is it? I said, it's very important for the development of judo, and that gold medal is going to do wonders for their development.
What an effort as well from Anka Pogacnik, because, you know, it takes two hands to clap, and right into the golden score period, it could have gone one way or the other. Absolutely terrific contest. I really enjoyed watching that.
Well, of course, that moves Uzbekistan top of the medals. They move ahead of Russia now.
I told you, hero status.
Absolutely. Talk about Makikomi. That was a Makikomi there, wasn't it? She wrapped up the arm, and the second stab there, look at the support leg coming central in order to get the push off there. She didn't have anything left at all, did she? Pogacnik just didn't have anything to give. She couldn't defend it, couldn't resist, and she goes over for a Wazari. In golden score, what a score.
And I can't remember who it was that I was talking to about. Look at where the Makikomi goes, right up the back almost. You know, there's no way you're falling off that arm, because even when you do, you're going to be above the elbow, which is where you want to be for the Makikomi. It was huge. Look, she's got the whole thing. Can't get off it.
She couldn't get off it. She didn't have the energy to get off that.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Pogacnik is going to walk past us shortly. We'll give her a clap, because that was a top draw effort. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category. And the medals go. That's Wally Khrushchev receiving his medal. Just before that, we'd had Musa Sobirov. Gyostjan Boboyev was a silver medalist, but the gold medal goes to Mirzahid Furmanov of Uzbekistan.
Yeah, it was that mistake, wasn't it, from Babayev. He had a couple of stabs at the Uchimata trying to get central. The third one, well, Furmanov just about sussed it out, moved his leg out the way and his hip, and then he just drove him over with the hands. It was a brilliant counter technique, just at the right time, and it won second gold medal for Uzbekistan. We've just seen a third one as well in the under 70 kilograms for ladies. Brilliant stuff.
And now the national anthem of Uzbekistan.
Well, we're going to hear that again a little bit later.
Yeah, this time round it'll be for... Next time round it'll be Gulzana Matinyazova. She did the stuff, really.
She did. Excellent.
Threw beautifully with Uchimata in that semi-final, and then in a contest that went into golden score. Terrific stuff.
Just confirmation then of these medalists here. Varmanov, Uzbekistan, gets the gold. Babayev gets the silver from Uzbekistan, and Kershev of Russia and Soborov of Uzbekistan get the bronzes in the under 73 kilograms. And like Sheldon says, we've got that medal ceremony still to come of the under 70 kilograms. So one more final still to come, but we've got 2 more bronze medal matches as well before that final. So 3 matches to come in the second day of competition here in Tashkent.
And the first of these features Afig Safali of Azerbaijan. He's up against teammate Rufat Ismailov of Azerbaijan. It'll be Safali in the white judogi, Ismailov in blue. Slightly unusual situation when you get both fighters from one country when you're abroad in the bronze medal match. Or any medal match.
Well, I've done it a couple of times as team manager, and it kind of sorts things out sometimes.
Sort yourself out.
Yeah, they don't like it, of course, but great opportunity for both these fighters here to prove their worth. Well, not only that, it shows that you're going in the right direction as well. You're going in the right direction. You've got depth as well in the category. Ismailov trying to get that elbow over the top. He needs to get it over the top if he's going to reach across for that Osoto again. Nice seeing Aggie there. Safali. Osotogari again, and that's a nice Wazari there from Ismailov. It was a reaching Osoto. And that elbow, he got it in the right position that time. Nice that, driving Osoto. Ismailov this time changing the direction. Tries the Sumigeshi. Safali has it all to do. He knows that. Needs a big score. How many times do you think these two have randoried together, Sheldon? Quite a few, I would guess. Hazard to guess.
Certainly in the lead up to this particular competition.
Yeah, might even have warmed up together. Keeps his left foot back now, his left leg back, Safali. So 3 minutes gone in this contest. One score on the board, one Yuko. I thought he scored a Wazari for it, but it was just a Yuko.
They did initially give Wazari nearly, you're quite right, but it's been downgraded now to Yuko. Ismailov, however, won't be entirely displeased he still leads with a little over a minute and a half left to go.
Well, this is the kind of fight where you know that they know each other very, very well. Penalty there for Safali, gets Shido on the board. Nice Osoto from him this time. Wraps himself round the outside of the leg. And he gets turned almost into the hold down there. Well, this is a strange contest, it really is. It goes back and forth. I like to kind of pride myself on reading matches and how they're going to go, but he could make a mistake here, Ismailov. Well, he's defending now, Ismailov, just blocking out, not attacking, doesn't need to, really. Needs to put the odd 1 or 2 in, but doesn't need to take chances. Kochi almost from Safali. So 23 seconds left. This is the first bronze medal match in the under 81 kilograms. Ismailov leading by that single Yuko. Good attack from him. Just letting the last few seconds drift away.
It's given the home crowd a chance to catch their breath after Matin Yazov's exploits in the under 70 kilo category gold medal match that went into golden score. That was a good win for the home crowd. Ismailov it is who takes that bronze medal on the back of the single Yuko. Picked up fairly on and then he just managed things, took it to the end.
Yeah, a bit of a lackluster contest after the final of the under 70 kilograms, but I think they both knew each other, kind of cancelled each other out. Ismailov, though, just did enough. Well, I think it was going to be first medal, wasn't it, for either one of them?
81 kilos, that's the weight that they've had some success at. Elna Mamadli moved up to 81, having won the Olympic Games at under 73. He won it at under 73. He beat Wang Ki-chun in the final in Beijing. Threw him surprisingly for Ippon. Well, the biggest surprise was for Wang. Wang was the one most surprised.
I was going to say, that is quite a surprise.
He was the massive favourite.
Yeah, well, I've been on the end of one of them.
Oh, no.
There's the Osoto that did it. I thought that was as close to a Wazari, didn't you? But anyway, goes onto his side there, rolls him. But it was a nice stretching Osoto Gary there that wins him the bronze medal. So 2 matches still to come.
Coming up next, Serdan Mavaljevic of Montenegro. He faces Arman Makhambetov of Kazakhstan. Mavaljevic in white, Makhambetov in blue. Frank Wolf is the referee in the middle for this one.
Mavaljevic is in white and Makhambetov in blue.
I hope it's not going to be one of those days when we have to ask which Mavljevic is going to turn up.
But it is that, isn't it, sometimes with him, you know, and he can show absolute brilliance sometimes, and then you wonder why it hasn't started. I still put a lot of it down to the warm-up, and I know I keep banging on about it, but just a little trip out there to the warm-up mat, and there were hardly anybody warming up, which I find incredible.
Yeah, he's quite often on his own, Mavljevic. You're going to make it hard to warm up then.
Yeah, well, if they're not careful, it's half the contest, or at least a minute and a half, just getting into it, really, catching your breath. So Mavljevic certainly started off well, using his legs here and initiating most of the techniques. Betov is in trouble here.
He doesn't like it there, does he?
No, he doesn't. That might be... Somebody else is in trouble now. Mavljevic there just fell into that.
I can't believe that.
Well, he's gone again for it there.
He was lucky to escape from that, Mavljevic.
Yeah, he was. So just found himself in a little bit of trouble there. Mavljevic was the one that was trying to initiate. Betov fell into a hold. Well, I think I have a feeling something's going to happen for an Ippon here. I just get that feeling. He's just waiting for his time here.
Single Shido against Betov at the moment. That's the only blemish on the scoreboard. 3 minutes left to go.
Well, they're both struggling to get two hands on at the moment. Now he's got it. Mavljevic needs to take advantage of it.
No chance to work anything on the ground there. Tight defense from the Kazakh fighter. 2:20 odd left to go. It's all gone very quickly, and they haven't generated a great deal of offense, I'm afraid. Single Shido against Betov.
Well, tries the Sori Surikomigoshi there, no real commitment to it. Just looks like a little bit laboured there, getting up Mavljevic. I mean, he really was tired as he was getting up. He didn't look as if he was on top of it at all. Gets the Shido as well, and so does Betov.
What does he not like about that?
Well, it's two hands on. He's got the Korean grip, hasn't he? The two kind of lapels, and a little bit of a panic there from Betov.
Not sure what he thought Frank Wolf was going to do, but by holding out a hand, as if to say, I don't like this grip. So what?
Well, he could have asked him. He could have said, please don't throw me.
Yeah. And he just took up that posture as though something was wrong. There's nothing wrong with that grip. It's just a strong one from Mavljevic. Anyway, there's a little over a minute and a half left to go. Both fighters have picked up a penalty apiece.
Well, I was going to say, get ready for the Ippon. Trying to set up the line. There's Yoko Toshi this time. Drives off to the other side. Very reserved crowd.
Betov now picks up a second penalty.
It's going to be a score. Oh, it was close. Very, very close. Change the direction of that, and now Betov almost just stole that then.
Problem for Mavaljevic here is after that whack to the head, how is he going to be? He hasn't gotten to his feet yet.
Well, he started off with the Sodi Surikomigoshi there, changed it to the left Osoto, and almost caught him. Going to do it again. Is he going to go on the inside or the outside of the leg? Oh, he's going to fall into the hold. Betov knows that he has to give it everything because he's just that Shido down.
40-odd seconds left to go. He looks a little bit worse for wear, does Mavaljevic. Not surprised after that thump to the head that he took.
Yeah, he did. It looks to me as if he's struggling just a little bit with conditioning. He was a bit laboured when I saw him getting up, and that was a nothing attack there. That was just absolutely nothing. It should be a Shido for that. It didn't do anything, did it?
He's going to have to have a look at Martin Yazova if he wants to get that Makikomi going for execution.
20 seconds left. Betov has to come forwards. Mavaljevic needs an attack. Well, a very scrappy bronze medal match here in the under 81 kilos. 9 seconds left. Looks like it's going to be decided just on that single Shido.
Well, Mavaljevic just squeezing past Betov in this bronze medal contest. It'll be the Montenegrin to take this one on the back of having committed one less error than his Kazakh opponent.
Yeah, bit of a lackluster contest, wasn't it? Neither one of them really putting anything in that looked as if it was going to score big.
I think the other thing is, in the absence of a home fighter with a full house, we've got full house waiting for the upcoming contest. They were all subdued, no one was cheering anybody, and the fighters didn't rise to the occasion. That was unfortunate. Mavaljevic punches the air. It's the last piece of action that we see from him. He punches the air again. Sorry, I take it. I take it back.
It had a little bit more energy than the other one.
It had a little bit more energy than the fight.
Well, we've got a good fight to finish off with in this under 81 kilograms. Hayato Watanabe of Japan against Devlet Bobanov of Uzbekistan. And it's going to be a cracker, I think.
Well, I hope that Bobanov can rise to the occasion. Watanabe is not the sharpest of the under 81 kilo category fighters from Japan, so there's a good chance here if Bobanov has got some stuff about him. He wasn't seeded. That was the thing.
Well, you say that, you know, the thing is he did wake up, certainly in his semi-final, Watanabe, so we know he can throw, we know he can go left-handed and he can go right-handed, so let's see which way he's going to go, because he's not only fighting his opponent, but fighting the crowd as well. Listen to the crowd baying, as they always do when one of their own comes out here. Bobanov has all the support in the world. Like you said, Sheldon, can he rise to the occasion? He's first out in the middle of that mat.
I think the thing for Bobanov is not to get ambushed by, you know, Watanabe's throwing techniques. If he's able just to hold him off for a bit and be strong in defense standing up,
Yeah, well, he's going to want to keep breaking that grip off all the time. He won't want two hands on him, which could be pretty negative and start to get him penalties, Bobanov, because we saw that Watanabe holds left, but he goes right as well for that Cianagi. He's got a right Cianagi as well, which is interesting. That's a Shido straightaway.
Both fighters just being penalised.
He's going to get a Shido for that as well, but the bear hug. So you're not allowed to run in and bear hug. You've got to have one hand on, quite rightly so too.
Amateur.
Well, it's just not knowing the rules, and and you've got to find the rules. So up to the coaches as well, just to take them through the rules. You need one hand on, then you can bear hug. You can't just run up and rugby tackle. There's the Cianagi again. Well, we saw him score a great Wazari in the semi-final with that, and he goes on the right-hand side with it, and then he decided to switch it. Now then.
Oh, it was across the face. And Watanabe in some degree of discomfort. Very few of the fighters want to show that degree of discomfort when they get up, but I think Watanabe nearly had his teeth rearranged.
I think he did, and I think that Bobanov, if I was Bobanov's coach, I'd say that's the way to go with this. Well, certainly, you've got to get him flustered, you have to, because he just wants to do nice judo, Watanabe. Oh, look at that. Look at the difference in the styles there. Watanabe wants to tuck his elbow in, and of course Bobanov, the elbow there nearly touching the ceiling. And of course we see some of the great fighters doing that from Georgia as well. Lepetiliani for one. His elbow comes completely the wrong way out, but manages to get the pull with that hand. So Watanabe, if I was here, I'd be trying to get sleeve first rather than lapel first. That was a great attack there from Bobanov, and he got a Yuko from it. Cianagi there, and he tried to ride it, Watanabe, and he went onto his side. What an Uchimata, but the head was almost suspect, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just managed to turn it, didn't he? And he didn't use it as part of the throwing technique. So I think that's why he avoided getting penalised.
Well, he won't give up on this, Watanabe. I saw him go Wazari down in his first contest, and he pulled it back.
Again, Watanabe with a gripping infringement.
Yes, 2 penalties each here. So a lot to do with the grips. They can feel the danger, each one of them, as soon as they're gripped up. Another good attack there from Bobanov.
And he's been given that penalty, Watanabe. He's taking his right hand and just pulling the gi away from his opponent. Just guarding that.
Well, you can do it for a little while, but then it's got to be from a positive standpoint. Nice Taitoshi on the other side this time.
Little under 2 minutes left to go. I'm looking forward to the next 2 minutes. See what Watanabe comes up with.
Yeah, well, he'll get a little bit more ruffled now because it's not going his way. He wants to settle down, and Bobanov has other ideas, especially in front of his home crowd. He'll have to do a better technique than that, though. Gets away with that. Yeah, I know. It was very close, wasn't it? There's the Cianagi again on the right.
Couldn't follow it up with something.
There's again. So this time it comes off the other side. So Bobanov will get another penalty if he's not careful here. It's about third Shido to come up.
I think the Kojigari on the way out after the failed dip on Cianagi for me. Because Bobanov is defending so strongly in that direction.
Well, he's made it, Bobanov, so that's all he can do. Saying that, he does a Sumigaishi. And Bobanov now into the last minute, and he'll try and waste this time.
Fitness come into it, do you think?
Well, they both of them look to me as if they're up for it. Bobanov's attacking, Watanabe's attacking. The gripping infringements are from really just snapping grips off because of the danger. So it's a good match. It's not because of passivity. It's going to go again for Sumagage. Little bit of desperation now from Watanabe.
No Sutemi Waza when you're trailing in the last 40 seconds. That's my
well, especially when you've got the technique that he's got as well. He's got good technique. He can throw, and now he's desperate. Watch this, last 30 seconds. Sianagi again. Still no third penalty here for Bobanov. Is he going to change direction here? Watanabe needs to change it. It's
penalty's going to make no difference.
No, it won't do. Last 9 seconds. That's why you've got to give the penalties early. He knows that he can hold on to that. Oh, that was a drop. 3 seconds to go here. Benefit of the doubt. He would be lynched if he gave it against. That was very, very close, and that is why, Sheldon, it's so important to give penalties early rather than late. Because he was running for most of that minute. He really was. It was a good score from Bobanov, and he's robbed Watanabe. Watanabe, the best technician for sure, but he was outplayed, really. But I think that last minute, always the last minute, we have to sort something out. The penalties either have to come thick and fast to stop people that are ahead just blocking out for the whole of that last minute.
Bobanov made that look a little bit unattractive at the end, I'm afraid. Watanabe couldn't come up with a score. And it was Davlat Bobanov who was able to hold on and come up with a win.
Yeah, from a tactical point of view, I thought he played it right. When he came out, he wasn't going to let him get two hands on, because if he let him get two hands on from a left-handed perspective, he would have attacked left-handed. As it happens, he was able to execute his own Uchimata, just like you said, a little bit borderline with the head, but managed to turn it just at the end there. And it doesn't matter which side, whether it's left or right, it was all part of one movement. He could go, that was enough for. Well, it was a close one, wasn't it? It was close.
I got no argument with the Yuko. He's okay with the Yuko, I think. It's just the tactics thereafter. He was lucky to escape on a couple of occasions with some possible avoiding tactics. Right, anyway, we've got the awarding ceremony in the under 70 kilo category. Let's take a look at the medal winners there. The first of the bronze medals goes to Alita Shabakova of Kazakhstan. Lana Debrina of Russia takes a bronze medal. The silver medal goes to Anka Pogachnik, but the gold medal goes to Gulnoza Matinyazova of Uzbekistan. Up until now, Matinyazova had only been on the bronze medal spot at IJF events. Chose the right time to come up with gold, and two attractive contests. One in which she threw beautifully for Uchimata, and the second went into golden score. She won there too. And then now the national anthem of Uzbekistan. It's got to be good for the coffers, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
When your women step up and take a gold medal as well.
Well, that was one that you called at the beginning of the day, which is a good one to call. And so confirmation there, Matinazova of Uzbekistan then get the gold medal, and Putnach of Slovenia, the silver, Debrina of Russia, Sabikova of Kazakhstan get the bronzes. And like you say, Sheldon, a great moment for women's judo here in Uzbekistan, and it will really do a lot for their development plans.
Before we come to the final awarding ceremony, the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 81 kilo category, we've got a few highlights. Take a look at these. Right, we've got the lineup for the bronze medal winners in the under 81 kilo category, and the first of these goes to Sedan Mavaljevic of Montenegro, and the second goes to Rufat Ismailov of Azerbaijan. Silver medal goes to Watanabe Hayato of Japan, but the gold medal goes to Davlat Bobonov of Uzbekistan.
Yeah, this was really a terrific contest in the final, wasn't it? And just that one, Uchimata there, just took him off just the side to get the score. It was close. Good tactics, and he played it just right, actually. Crowd have been amazing. This man here did everything right in that final. Confirmation. Watanabe had to be content with the silver medal there. Babanov of Uzbekistan gets the gold. Tamalov of Azerbaijan, Mavelevic of Montenegro get the bronzes. So after the second day of competition here, Uzbekistan now clearly in the lead with 4 gold medals, 2 silvers and 5 bronze medals. And this time it's Russia who've got to do the chasing. Nice to see the host nation with so many of their youngsters winning major medals in a major tournament. 5 more categories still to fight on day 3, so still lots of judo action to come. Join Sheldon and I at the same time tomorrow for the 3rd and final day of competition here in Tashkent. Until then, from Sheldon and I, it's goodbye for now.
First gold medal for Daria Davidova at Grand Prix.